So here's the box art of my 64 Futura convertible stock plus Falcon. Just finished it. Wanted to show you some of the things. I've had the opportunity to do this great kit from Trumpeter. This first kit I've actually built probably in 30 plus years. So let me show you what I've done. So here it is, all built up, my 1964 Ford Falcon Futura convertible kit from Trumpeter. Folks, this is really an outstanding kit. The fit and finish of this model was truly extraordinary. Quite a bit of time went into engineering how this kit goes together, including the right kinds of parts and pieces. Really, they took their time in researching this kit. I'd like to show you what I've done with mine. I really built my kit from stock. Really, out of the box is how I built this, except for two things that I wanted to change. First of all, I did spend quite a bit of time painting the engine as I knew it to be for my own research. I have a 63 Falcon as well, very similar to this one, so I know a little bit about what the engine compartment should look like, and I took some time doing that. The issue is that the kit doesn't come with hood hinges, and I wanted to actually have it open. So what I ended up doing was kit bashing or scratch building a set of hinges made from brass flat bar stock, using my own car's hinges as the basis to form what I built here. And as you can see, it does justice. The hood is open, shows off the engine quite nicely. The other thing I changed on the kit are the sun visors. Well, that might seem kind of an odd thing for most people to say, but what I've seen is that, and it's probably due to the injection molding process, the way the sun visors attach to the top of the windscreen is not accurate. You have to see what I'm saying to actually understand it, and I've included some photographs later in the video. So what I did is I cut off the sun visors as they were attached to the top of the windscreen, and I used brass wire to create a mounting rod system for them that more closely mirrors what was actually on this car. So you get a chance to see that and see how it changes the look of the car just a little bit as well too. But great model, great kit from Trumpeter. The fit and finish is truly outstanding, and I just wanted to share it with other folks. I haven't really seen any one of these kits built up on the internet. I've seen quite a few folks do reviews of them, but no one has, and hopefully my build will inspire some others. I have built this as a stock kit, patterning most of the build off of my own 1963 Falcon. The interior colors are what were available from Ford for this particular car. You can see this two-tone interior on the seats here. The seats were just simply masked off. The interior color is the same as the lighter blue. I just darkened it dark blue paint. I have picked out details with silver paint. These actual bands here are actually quite shiny on the actual car. I had to paint them in because I didn't have bare metal foil. Had I had it at the time, I would have put that in bare metal foil. The steering wheel actually came as an option for white. Typically it was the interior color of the car, but you could pay extra and have a upgrade to the steering wheel of white. This is a 4-speed with the transmission shifter on the floor. For the interior here, I picked out the details on the dashboard and used the kit provided decal to bring out the details in the actual speedometer cluster as well as the radio.
So here are a few still shots to show you what the interior looks like.
Under the hood here, Ford's first effort at the V8 engine for the Falcon. It came out in '63 and was part of as a high-end option for the Ford Falcon Sprint. And '64, it was continued again as well too. The difference between the '63 and '64 versions, other than the paint colors, were minimal. '63, the air cleaner would have been Ford's red orange, and the valve covers would have been black. In '64, the colors were changed to the typical Ford blue, the long-lived Ford blue. The differences here in the color, same color, just that the valve cover's picked out with washes of black, and I left the air cleaner shiny and clean, as this owner would like to have the air cleaner cleaned. This particular V8 is equipped with power steering, as you can tell by the power steering reservoir right here. The detail of this engine is fairly good, right down to the hose clamps depicted here. These are the appropriate style hose clamps for Ford's early engines. The engine is basic. I have included no extra wiring. I wanted to leave it as a stock kit to show what can be done with this particular car. Master cylinder depicted here, and overall it's a very good example of Ford's 260 V8. Actually, if you see here, the color of the oil filter at that time was red, and I have depicted that here. For the exhaust on the car, you actually have two choices. You could do a dual exhaust with dual mufflers. In this case, I chose to do the single exhaust. So here is the clear coated body. I have sprayed it with clear. Before doing that, I put in some thin down black paint to accentuate some of the door panels you see here, as well as here along the trunk deck lid. Picked out the black in the rear tail chrome fin piece there, as well as the black along the cowl vent. So this is the sun visor. It's molded together as one piece, bracket, center mount point, bracket, individual sun visor. This is the sun visor on my 63 Falcon. It is identical to the 64 and 65 Falcon as well too. You can see it is attached here, a pivot point here, and it is attached over here. This is just an arm that pops out that the sun visor can move back and forth. The sun visors were colored to match the interior of the car. This is the passenger side mounting point. I've removed the sun visor, as you can see here. The sun visor attaches to a point right here. There's a metal bracket that's screwed on, and this arm here, and then the sun visor goes on like this. Here is the attachment point in the center. You can see there's a rubber grommet on the end. It fits in there. I removed them from the car already, but previously, when you get them, they'll be like this. And as you've seen, that's not really how it works. Their attachment point is here, vice here, and the attachment point rotates down. So this is no big deal to fix. I will make a wire mounting rod, and I will attach it to the corners of the windscreen or the windshield. So this is how we're going to do this. Got a pin vise here, a short length of 0.019 brass wire. This is the actual sun visor here. I'm going to begin by cutting it right in half. I'm going to keep one side as a reference point. So here's how I've decided to attack this problem. Initially, I had planned to drill into the edge of the sun visor and insert a brass pin into it, serving as the rod and doing that. That is not really possible at this point in time because this edge is so thin. On the actual prototype, this edge here is much thicker. It's about 3 to 4 times as thick as this edge. That's not depicted here in the kit. I'm going to replicate what the actual manufacturer had done. We're going to use a brass rod, and I'm going to do similar to what the manufacturer did. I'm going to lay it across the top here. I'm going to glue the rod onto the actual sun visor itself, and then we'll form this bent piece here. It will be one complete piece. I'm going to install the rod separately. The rod's going to go in first. So here, what I've done here is I'm going to drill these holes out with pin vise. The mounting point here is, I told you, on the bottom of the top windshield frame. Now I have a hole there. I'm going to measure and bend this piece here. Brass rod, 0.015, bent and fixed in a drilled hole here and a drilled hole here. I made a small mounting point out of a scrap piece of styrene, cemented to the top of the windshield frame, and then push the bar to match that, because the bar came straight across and dropped significantly away from the windshield frame. Push this bar back to it and glued it. At a later point in the construction, I will simply be able to slide the sun visor into the slot here and glue it in place. Here are the rear tail lights. I have painted the center section of the tail light to match the chrome piece that's actually on the car.